Alright guys, welcome back. We got season 28 of Alliance War just started. We've got 18 fights. We've got one unfortunate death, but we'll get there. We're going to start off with Colossus on Hazard Shift. Elsa over here just kind of got to back off and try not to hit her during the poison phase and just plow through during the incinerate phase here. There we go. She's down with a nice special too. Next, he works great also for Havoc because he has the armor up. Still just got to be careful to only hit him during the incinerate phase and not really the poison phase. In the poison phase, I can either hit into his block or just back off. And that's fine. I kind of mistimed my heavy there, take a little bit of poison damage. But it's not the end of the world here. Now, trying to get in so many fights, they are sped up a little bit. I just don't want to have I literally had I think almost an hour of uncut war footage between the two accounts trying to get the war video up. And I'm a little bit late getting started here. I think we're already on to the third war, but here's the first one. So Colossus is putting in some work this time, and if you saw the thumbnail, we've got him against a bishop in the boss circle coming up later, and that worked out quite nicely. It was a little too close for comfort, but we'll get there. Next, Colossus, we heal up a little bit. He works well for Arcus. Also, the first two fights on Path 9 and the global, the mini on the right side, is now also a hazard shift node. And I think it can definitely screw guys up who normally take paths 7 and 8, where they can usually help out on that one, because they're not worried about hazard shift. And then now there's a hazard shift node there. So hasn't been too many changes, but that's definitely one that has messed up guys a few times already. I took a little combo there, but we're doing okay here. There we go, finish with a special one. Next, we've got this power snack Domino. Now, I wanted to take my Guillotine 2099 here for an APOC boss, and I needed to find a spot that I could build up to a special 3. Now, fighting Domino is not necessarily my favorite thing to do, but I'm pretty good with the dashback intercepts, and we can use the special one from Guillotine 2099 to keep Domino's power in check, at least for the first half of the fight, and then in the second half I'm going to try and avoid using the special one and try and build up to the special 3 and finish it off with the special 3. Now I'm a little rusty on all my war fights, so we're just shaking off the rust here these first couple wars. Hopefully we can get back into a good groove and try to limit the deaths here. I know lots of guys have their war videos, but unless they're running the two accounts like I am, you're not gonna get nearly as many war fights as you'll get on my channel here. So we definitely get a ton of war fights in, and I try to get some boss action in. We try to get some boss circle action in if we can. It's always hard to fill up your champs for both paths that I'm taking, which is mainly paths 5 and 9, plus trying to see if I can help out on the minis and the boss circle and ultimately the boss. So here we go, we're holding that special 3. Let's see if we can get some dashback intercepts here. Make sure she throws her special. This was not not my favorite fight. I was kind of going back and forth on whether I should try this. And luckily it worked out good enough that we could finish this one off with the charge here. I got clipped at the very end, but that's fine. We can heal up and we'll be ready for the boss. Plus the guillotine has her own healing built in, so we're going to be fine. Next, we go on to the start of Path 5 in Section 1. We've got Ebb and Flow Knockdown. We're bringing in APOC, Crossbones here can't shrug off our parries. Super easy fight, parry heavy, and that's pretty much all you got to do. Bait that special one, and you can take down the protection with easy heavies here. So nothing to worry about this one, and yeah, pretty happy with the way that went. Next we have a Hit Monkey. We've done Hit Monkey in previous seasons before. He's not too bad. Again, yes, the idea is when you knock him down, you can trigger his evades. And so we're gonna, even if I do knock him down here, I'm really not too worried. He can't shrug off my parry. And even if he does get some evades in, it just helps me get I can get some of those evade charges on APOC. So I'm not too worried here. Bait the special one. Counter is always pretty straightforward with Hit Monkey. Drop my own special one, and he's done there. Next, this Iron Man Infinity War is a little tricky with a Steady Build-Up Fury and Heavy Hitter. So because you can't intercept counter his heavy attack, I do have to throw the intercepts in. And if I want to throw in intercepts without worrying about being auto-blocked, and again, yes, there is the reparry stuff, but we all know if you're watching this channel, I don't really reparry that well. I do get some parries there on the light attacks, so but that's fine. Even without the reparry method here, I can just go ahead and get my intercepts in, and I'll be fine. So there we go, drop an intercept, and I do have to throw my specials. Even though he does have the magnetism could have turned off the node, I still threw my specials when I got them just because of power alternator. I don't want him to steal my power and then grab like 2 bars of power or accidentally push into a special 3. But I'm not really too concerned here. Get my intercepts in there. Another special one, and the bleeds are going to tick away here. And I think he's going to drop. There we go. All right, next we got what is this one? The Mixed Master Aggression Prowess Professor X. I went in with APOC, and I just made a couple dumb mistakes in this fight because, again, you just got to keep track of your, in terms of Mixed Master, which hits you've done 2 in a row of, plus his falter. So I make a few small mistakes, but for the most part, the fight goes down okay. Really shouldn't have been too much of a problem here. Again, go in, trigger the falter. Now go back in, and it's just a matter of keeping track. I'll try and do a medium, light, medium, then a heavy attack, medium, light, medium, and just try and keep my eye on the what I've done last. There, trigger the falter. And just, problem is with the aggression prowess, he can, if once he hits you or you make a mistake, you're going to take a bunch of damage. And I think I screw up right at the end there, and he gets a special one, and that one definitely hurt. But we got it, we get out of it, and we're good to go. So another solo there. Next, we jump into Section 2, Path 9. We've got a Guillotine 29, Window of Opportunity Stun, One Eye Open. We've seen this fight a bunch of times, I think, in previous seasons. We bring in Magneto, just work on our intercept game and baiting and countering heavies, and then we're good to go. Even if she triggers her Digicloak, because of the magnetism, Magneto can't miss. So he's just fantastic for fighting Guillotine 2099 here. Bait another special 2, come back in. She can't heal against us. We throw that special 1, and it's done. Now here is where I found some of the control issues. I've gotten used to landing my parries when I need to. The issue here is that a lot of times, I don't know if it's happening to anyone else, you can put it in the comments if you see it, is that I find a lot of times, no matter who I'm fighting, especially in things like Summer of Pain, like that Emma Frost in Summer of Pain, where you're trying to evade the champion, and when they come in very fast. I'm trying to evade, and the game instead registers a parry, and it doesn't register my swipe. So it's only registering, I guess, my thumb hitting the screen as I'm going to take the swipe, and right there, I went for the evade trying to bait her special, and instead I got parry triggered, and that's half my health down right there. And it's going to happen again. It's window of opportunity stun. All I'm doing is waiting for that timer to go off so that I can get a parry, because with magic I want to parry and make sure that I use like the pacify and petrify masteries in order to reduce the chances for limbo to trigger. And right there again, I'm trying to evade and I get hit with a parry. So there's my one unfortunate death. I had a feeling coming into the season that these window of opportunity stun fights were going to bite me in the butt if I can't get the evades going. And if it triggers like that, I've had so many fights where I'm fighting, whether it's arena or anything else, and I'm evading, it gets a parry. Evade, it's a parry. And it's very frustrating. So you let me know down below if the same thing is happening to you. Next, we've got Kingpin. We're going to go Colossus here. We're all healed up. Now here, just kinetic transference, and I don't want him to go to a special 2. I guess when I go to a special 2, if I go to a special 2, he's going to be indestructible for a few seconds. But for the most part, I'm just going to hit into his block, throw intercepts, and bait and counter his special 1 over and over again. Pretty straightforward. You can see once there, that special 2 did nothing because of the indestructible. I forgot about that. So now I'm just going to, I think for the most part, I just stick with throwing special 1s. I don't have to worry about, if I get a special 2, I'd have to wait until the indestructible goes down in order to throw it. Doesn't really matter. I think Colossus is doing more than enough damage here. I just have to bait his special 1s, counter, and repeat. It's pretty straightforward, and Colossus gets the job done here. And and again, we've got a nice fight with Colossus. Looks like he's quite a nice bishop counter, and we'll see why shortly. So just a few more baiting special 1s, drop our own special 1, and Kingpin is almost gone. There we go. All right, so we got Path 5 and Section 2. We've got Ebb and Flow Intercept Doom. We're just going to go in with Magneto. Magnetism is kind of going to shut down the node, but we did get the Fury there on that initial intercept. But for the most part, I'm just going to go in here, throw those special 1s. I was a little nervous about maybe waiting for building up to a special 3. I don't know what it was. It was however I was feeling it here. We'll go in, we'll throw the special 1s, put the bleeds on. They're doing their thing. The AI is pretty tough there. Little dashback intercept on from the AI. But it's okay. We'll get our composure and we'll finish off this Doom. Get used to baiting all those Doom special 1s again. And almost finished here. There we go. One more special 1. Next, we've got a Dragon Man. And again, Magneto, perfect counter to Dragon Man, Ebb and Flow Intercept. The magnetism is going to turn off Dragon Man's power gain, which is probably what makes him the most annoying. So there we go. The power gain is gone. All I have to do is attack in and bait specials and bait heavies and counter, and it should be no problem. I don't really want to throw a special 2 because it'll put a big armor break on him, and if you armor break Dragon Man, you're going to take a bunch of degen. So I typically just try and build up to a special 3. It's a little bit harder here. I didn't get enough prowess, and I think the special 3, if it doesn't kill him, is going to put some, I think it does put an armor break on. Oh, in this case it didn't. I think in the past I have had an armor break hit on the special 3, and then I took a little bit of extra damage there, but that's fine. Here it's perfect. Just bait another heavy, attack in. I'm really not too worried about the node at all. Bait another heavy, go in. Again, don't want to throw that special. I guess I could throw the special 1 here. Yeah. I'm just, but then it did through. I was thinking whether, I couldn't remember if the special 1 also threw on the armor break. So there, I took a little bit of degen damage, but it didn't do anything there. Next, we got Mole Man, also Ebb and Flow Intercept, Mighty Charge. We're going to go in with Apocalypse. Get a nice intercept right off the start. If we do, even though it's Mighty Charge, even if we do get a parry on one of those light attacks, I don't have to worry about Mole Man shrugging it off because of the because it's APOC and you can't shrug off parries against APOC, which is awesome. Next, let's see. Bait that special 1, attack back in, and my own special 1, and it's done. Okay, here's the bishop fight. Now what's tricky about this one, the bishop is here, and the next war I also have this fight. It's got Safeguard, Vigorous Assault. So the only way that bishop is going to get his regen is if he's holding his block. So the goal is not to attack into his block. And I know a lot of times that's what I do in a lot of fights when I'm baiting specials, is I attack into their block. So here it's there I made a mistake. I tried to counter a special 1 and I messed that one up. Took like half my health. Other than that, for the most part, it would have been just fine. All I got to do is wait back, parry heavy with Colossus. He's not going to do any energy damage, so he's not going to work with, it's going to be a good, you want like a physical attacker against Bishop. You don't want energy attacks. So Colossus is perfect. He's also Incinerate immune, so you can go ahead and attack in after his special 1, no problem. You don't have to wait for the timer to disappear because you are not going to take any of that Incinerate damage. And again, this one here has it where he goes unblockable if he gets a regen. And you'll see here, the only way that he's going to get the regen is if he holds block. And so I think at one point, it's very quick, but he goes and turtles up right there. He turtles up a little bit, grabs, gets a couple regens, also gives him unblockable. I have to back off during that time. I get clipped by the unblockable special 1. I barely have enough health here. I think he's sitting there at 30%. I'm at 14, and I'm going, all right, let's see if we can squeak this one out. We've got tons of armor ups here. He gets another hit in on me. I've got a special 3. We parry, throw this we parry heavy into a special 3 here. I've got 5% left, but I got the huge armor up from the special 3. So I'm barely taking any damage here. But he also, he's only taking like a max 1% of his health per hit. So it's a long fight against this bishop. Again, I accidentally hit into his block, but I evade his unblockable special 2, which is very rare to happen. And we finish him off. Clutch, finish. Love that solo. I actually have that fight in the next war. Spoiler warning. I finish it with almost a full bar. Like I barely take any damage in that one. We do it a lot better. We know exactly what's going on and we do it great. Next, we've got this Void in Hazard Shift Mini in the boss circle. Kingpin, awesome against Hazard Shift. He can shrug off the poisons. He can shrug off the incinerates. He can shrug off Void's debuffs. And at the same time, you can get some willpower healing from his own rage stacks. So Kingpin is pretty awesome. Yes, with Hood would be a lot better and you'd purify more debuffs more often. But Kingpin still gets the job done here. Very happy bringing him in here. I think I might try him again in future wars for those fights. Also, we've got the MODOK mini here with Limber, Spry, Brute Force. So he's hashtag metal. We bring in Magneto. We can parry heavy. We don't have to worry about the Limber at all. Normally, we get a White Max pre-fight from one of the teammates if we're in order to bypass the Limber. Instead, here I don't have to worry about anything. I can just go in, parry heavy with Magneto, build up to a special 3, get those prowess going, and see if we can get a nice big special 3 here. There we go. Nice special 3. He's going to die from the bleeds. There we go. One last hit. Last but not least, we have an APOC boss. And we're going to go in with Guillotine 2099. We've got our charge. And then it's going to be a Guillotine 2099 versus APOC boss fight that I've done a whole bunch of times. I think we did bosses almost every single war of the shortened 6-war season for season 27. And we're starting off 1-for-1 on boss solos with this one here. So again, I'm not great at evading his specials, but we're going to go ahead and try and bait his heavies as much as possible. There we can evade the last parts of his special 2, attack back in, use our special 1 to power drain him. It's all great. I don't even think we get to our... I don't think we trigger the healing. So this is a pretty nice fight here. But again, this is the 6-star rank 3 Guillotine 2099. She's a beast. And yeah, unfortunately, wars have been tough for these first couple wars. We took the L here, but shaking off the rust, hopefully we can improve and string together a couple of wins and have a nice solid war season. But I hope you enjoyed this so far. We had 17 solos for the first war of the season, 18 fights. Good luck, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.